Hey y'all, we are LIVE live, as my man Clay Kane would say, with our Queen Sugar recap. We are recapping season 6, episode 4. Gonna wait for a couple more people to join. Make sure all this stuff is signed up where it needs to be, streaming where it needs to be streaming. First of all, season, how you doing?
Good over here, struggling.
Struggling. Oh Lord. Oh
You know,
Jesus.
I'm pot. This I had a potty training struggle today.
Oh, yeah,
So
the struggle is real. Hey,
yeah,
Ashley.
hey,
Okay, it's kind of coordinated. You got stripes, honeycombs, and just solid black going on. Okay,
oh,
okay. I
okay.
got my little clip ins today, so I'm kind of matching with the hair color. So we in sync. We are all in sync over here around these parts. So I see that we're live on Twitter. I think we're live. I see MD Terp on YouTube. Hey, how you doing? I know we're a little earlier than usual, but we're gonna try to get this thing popping right after the show. We'll see. We be on CP time, Chad. We got other responsibilities. But anyways, today was a good episode, right?
Yeah, it was
Yes.
giving me something.
Okay. Listen, I normally don't start here, but I'm really hoping that after tonight's episode, I've reeled, our Queen Sugar has reeled a couple more people over onto Team Charlie and Davis.
He got
Yeah.
a whole outside baby.
Oh my gosh, this is old news,
It's
Ashley. It's
new news
old
to me. I
news.
was like, Tia, who the fuck is Tia?
Who is yeah?
So
How
we've had a
old is the baby?
regression. We've had a regression because you guys did not remember, like 2 or 3 seasons ago, Davis revealed that he had a whole outside baby on Charlie. Her name is Tia. She must be a teenager by now. If you guys in the comments remember, how old is Tia? She's not a baby. She's like, yeah. Yeah. Now, if I can recall correctly, and Marcus, hey Marcus or MD Turk, y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. I don't recall that he knew about the daughter all along. If I'm not mistaken, it wasn't like he knew about the daughter all along and hid her from Charlie. I could be totally wrong though. So somebody has to correct me. But I think it's water under the bridge. That's kind of baked into the cake. Charlie knew that he had an outside baby. She was pissed off about it. Micah was pissed off about it. That's old news. So we can't be mad about that. Freshly mad. No. No.
I
No,
mean,
no.
the baby. If the baby is in the teens, if he was not aware of the child, then I can understand a little. Nah, I can't do it. I'm sorry.
No.
Yeah, nah.
No.
An outside baby is. I'm not on that Gabrielle Union track. That outside
Right.
baby is a deal breaker.
Sorry.
But they're divorced. So they've already had all the deal breakers. So now you have to start a new set of deal breakers. Hey,
The
Natalie.
baby got a
Okay.
new daddy. Does the baby got a new daddy? The people
Marcus
want to
says
know this.
Davis has to work real hard. I'm not convinced yet. MD Terp says, yes, I want it for Charlie and Davis. Woo-hoo! People can change. And I'm glad Charlie didn't just make it easy. She did not. He's proving his actions through his actions and not words. Thank you, MD Terp. We are here. We are here. And Marcus does confirm that Davis was not aware of this outside baby at first. I think one of the beautiful things, and just a little plug here, I was on Berlin Martin Unfiltered on Friday. And I got a chance to be a part of the interview panel with Omar Dorsey, aka Hollywood. Yeah, yes, your girl.
You're coming. Oh, Reese.
Okay, first of all, I have been on an interview panel with many celebrities. Okay, this is not new
I'm
for
talking
me.
about Hollywood. Okay, you with Hollywood, girl. Vi man.
Yes, and Omar Dorsey is fabulous, is wonderful. And one of the things that I specifically pointed out to him, which he agreed about, is that one of the great things about Queen Sugar is the way that it allows for people to have redemption. And that word came up tonight in Charlie's interview. And he agreed, and he said his favorite redemption story is actually Davis's. So me and Omar Dorsey, aka Hollywood, are here. I know season. I know.
Okay,
I
so
know of
maybe
all
he
people that.
knows something that we don't, and it's gonna come full circle. So maybe he gave away how it's gonna end, but no, ma'am. not over here. I'm still not here for it.
Well,
But
it's okay.
it seems, are we talking about like we're giving full commentary on it right now?
Go
'Cause
ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Go for it. Tell me your thoughts because I'm still over here on an island, just me and empty turp. Okay. But
girl,
anti Davis.
first of all, I got a motherfucking key out of that interview when they showed that clip of her getting drugged off of that damn court, hollering and cussing and fussing. And then
That was a low blow. That
that
they did
was
not have to bring that back.
hilarious.
Now, why was
But
it funny? What's funny about it?
because I mean, I don't remember that. So, but I'm not.
That was episode 1, season 1, when Charlie
So
lost
I
her
was
shit.
like, girl, I mean, you know how it goes. When you get back with a dude that's cheated on you, people gonna take shots and remind your ass like, ooh,
Of course.
you sure he not cheating again, girl? Ooh, I don't know about that. But she held up, she stuck up for her man, and I was really nervous because she said she had a meeting with the committee right after. So I was expecting a follow up on that, like, oh, she go meet with them and they tell her, look, this is too much for us. But that didn't happen. So
Yeah.
hopefully, I just really hope things can. I'm Team Charlie, period. So if things
You're
continue,
team Charlie, even if that means getting back with Davis.
even if it means getting back with Davis, if it does not I've said it before, if it does not interfere with her political aspirations and career moves, I'm cool with it. But if it gets in the way, I'm that I told you so ass bitch, because I ain't, you shouldn't have did that.
Now, Ashley, on our group chat, you said Gail is gonna Gail.
Gail is gonna Gail. She gonna ask those questions. She gonna play them clips. She's
Oh yeah.
gonna make so yeah. I'm really happy to see Gail on the screen. I love me some Gail. So yeah, her putting that clip up, it was like, oh, Gail is gonna Gail.
Well, and here is the thing, and y'all in the comments chime in. Hey, Raina. Hey, Shakira. Hey, Natalie. I think it's probably good to just plop it back out there. Like, put the worst shit out there, confess your sins, just stipulate to all the fucked up shit right up front. And then that way you could move on from it. You know what I'm saying? Because when you don't want it to come out at the worst time and be reminded of it, maybe it goes viral for a day and people move on to the next topic because there's always another controversy right around the corner. But I think number one, Charlie is an expert, right? She's completely poised. You are not gonna catch her off her rocker, except for that one time when she lost her shit on the basketball court. Okay. But I did think that it was great. They had all their branded CBS this morning. Okay, I hope y'all got some sponsorship money out of that or whatever and whatnot or what have you. But I thought that Charlie was great. I liked how they, of course, covered the fact that about the Black farmers. This show is so strong and really bringing in current events. And I think that more so this season, I thought last season it got really heavy-handed, and maybe we just weren't ready for the trauma of having COVID playing out on screen in such a heavy-handed way. But I think in this season, they're really doing a much better job kind of getting back to the original, feel of the show where they're incorporating things in more organically. So I thought that was good, touching on that. Black farmers are 1% of farmers as opposed to 14% 100 years ago. That was a mind-blowing statistic. But I did like, speaking of redemption, I did like how Charlie, talked about, I know, season, you're not buying it, but I'm team Charlie and Davis. I don't know what that little name is.
I'm biased, so
yeah,
Is
I
it
know.
Chavis? Would that be their name?
I know what's Charlie Davis's name. I don't know. We gonna
Darla?
have the West. Okay.
Okay.
What an class. But I did like one more thing I'm gonna say about this. When Charlie said, I reject no for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, somebody watches my girl Kamala Harris, okay? Because that's what VP says. I eat no for breakfast. It was giving me very Kamala tease. I know they reference Stacey Abrams. No shade to Stacey Abrams. I like Stacey. But it is very obvious to me that Charlie is on the Vice President Kamala Harris, the U.S. Senate track, okay? As opposed to voting rights activist track. So I love you know, sorry, I had to get that out there. I'm not trying to be shit. I'm just like, wait a minute, what? We're not erasing Kamala because she's actually elected, okay? But anyways, she said, I reject no for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's what my girl says. She says it all the time. But anyways, okay, at least can we all agree, whether you were on board with Charlie and Davis yet, that her coming back to the room to those beautiful flowers and balloons was romantic, and the note and then the call and the voice, no, just still me. No. Marcus, Natalie, Shakira, Raina, MD Type, somebody help me out. That was romantic, right? Because they don't want to acknowledge
It was.
Okay.
It was absolutely, I will say that was a great gesture. Right. She went on camera, she fought for her man, and she did it in such an elegant way. You know, she was very, very well poised when she talked about him and how he doesn't have the right for the public and all of that. Because she could have answered that in a very more discreet manner. So I definitely think it was a great gesture. It should have been more because he got an outside baby. Because I mean, it should have been a lot more.
You're not letting that go. MD Turk says, yes, that was hella romantic. Season still not. Cute. You're not. No. Okay. Nope. Okay. Now, one thing I will say, I think that Charlie was smart. Speaking of what you said, how she could have been more discreet. I think, you know, sometimes, you know, we all defend people all the time that maybe you could not defend them. And I think that what she was smart to do was to not try to kind of shield him from the criticism. She leaned into the criticism, but said that he's doing the work to move past it. And I think that's such a smart. Season is not with, okay, we're going to move off the subject because Season is just totally not on board with it.
Her speech was good. You didn't like her speech, Season?
I thought it was good.
Well, Natalie says, yes, I got on my husband about that scene. Where are my flowers and balloons when I walked through the door? I heard that, sis. I heard that. Yes, man, you can be romantic. You don't have to have an outside baby and divorce and court breakdown to give somebody flowers and balloons, okay? Women like balloons and flowers, okay? All right. Let's move on from Charlie since I'm on an island, just me and MD Turp. And Marcus is a little bit is with me, and Natalie's a little bit with me because they thought it was romantic. Okay. So let's move on to Micah. Poor Micah.
Oh,
little tenderoni. He thought he was putting it down in the bedroom, Miss. I 15 years younger with you. And she said, "Ooh, flowers where, bitch? I don't need none of that. You just a little piece of meat."
Really nice bouquet too.
That's so embarrassing to get dumped over flowers. But come on, Season. He had to have known better than to show up at her job. First of all, y'all not supposed to be fucking because you her professor. Or his professor, and you want her to show up with a bouquet. Where was the vase at? That was ghetto. You need to come up with a vase if you're gonna buy them flowers. And I didn't even see like the if you don't have a vase, at least have it wrapped up, you know, the nice tissue paper and the big old bow. He didn't even have none of that shit. It was just a hand, like he picked the flowers himself and was like, here you go. But anyway, that's embarrassing though to get dumped over flowers. What was your take on that scene? Was she a little too harsh, or did he kind of just completely like he's too naive and he should have saw that coming?
I think he's just naive. I mean, but his homeboy set him up and was like, "Don't go over there with no raggedy little flowers." So his homeboy set him up, but he's naive. He shouldn't have brought that up to her office or, you know, in place of employment. Don't do he. But you know, he's sensitive. He's going through a lot right now. And he probably, even if it wasn't that romantic for him, like, you know, he really needs a connection right now and to feel good. So I think that was more him than her. And that's a lot of people are like, I mean, I'm like that, you know, I'll do some really nice things for people. I've done nice things for people who didn't deserve it, or I knew we wasn't like that, but it just made me feel good. Like, oh, let me do something nice for this person. But she handled it the way I expected it to. Like, I think you're getting a little bit ahead of yourself, so let's cut this a little short. And, you know,
well, actually, though, do you think that she kind of was a little self-serving by starting something up with him, there's a power dynamic there. Obviously, he's young and dumb. So I kind of feel like, even though he's a consenting adult, I feel like she kind of took advantage of him a little bit because you have to know that, he is going to be emotionally invested. He does not come across as the little, I hate to be stereotypical, but the little Kappa pretty boy, or the Q that's out there just messing around with everybody. He definitely comes across as a little bit more sensitive and emotional. Season shaking her head no, but she's already got a chance to speak. So, Ashley, what do you think? And
Uh,
Shakira says, I feel so bad for Mike. He got in his feelings. She should have never started messing with him. So Shakira is with me on this one. Okay, Ashley, what you think?
I mean, I do. I can see the rationale of that. She is the more grown adult in the situation, the more emotionally stable adult in the situation. I can definitely agree with that. And he said that he's not used to, or he's not able to have relationships without the mind and body connection. So it's like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, bro, you're aware of this about yourself, right? You have some level of awareness that this is you. So you knew from the get go, and she was very vocal and said, I only want a physical connection. And he allowed his emotions to let him read into things to where you're bringing her flowers at work, whether it's innocent or not, you still are overstepping whatever boundaries she attempted to set for you guys. So it does suck that she really just let him go so bluntly. But then again, it's like, which one's worse? Would you rather be let go so bluntly or, let go gradually over time, So it's kind of like,
She ripped the band-aid off. And I think,
yeah,
listen,
absolutely.
if you realize in that moment, like, whoa, abort mission, like obviously I didn't know you was gonna get this sprung off of
Yeah,
me that, okay, I gotta put a
It happens.
yeah. I respect it.
she sounded like she'd have had that conversation before.
Yeah, she was a pro.
You'd be like,
She's
whoa.
like, okay, I know I put it there. Hey, whatever. But
Yeah.
maybe Stella was trying to see if she can get her groove back. You know what I'm saying? And it just
I
went a
mean,
little bit too
she's
far.
gorgeous. She's
She
gorgeous.
is
She's in
beautiful.
a position of power, so she has a certain level of confidence. I could absolutely see how he fell for her for sure. For sure. But I would rather somebody rip the band aid off than to kind of lead me on. So I respect her for it.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think something going on my Facebook. Anyway, I'm trying to make sure that I'm set. I don't think I'm connected to Facebook anymore. But Marcus says Micah's still a baby. Natalie says, what happened to the girl he was dating last season? Well, if I can recall correctly, it seemed like what ended up happening was
She left him.
I don't did she leave him? I kind of feel like it was
Well,
more so.
because I remember he saw her flirting. He saw her flirting with somebody else at his probate.
I don't
Mm.
know if he
And then
was
the next
flirting
thing,
or if he was just being super insecure. You know what I'm saying? They kind of didn't really go into it that much, but at any rate, Kiki is out the door.
Did
Okay.
they leave it open to where she could possibly come back?
no, I feel
Mm,
like he had a conversation with his mom and was like, "Oh, Kiki broke up with me or something."
I
What
don't
happened?
remember that. That is so weird. Anyway, sorry. I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna have to go back to Melanap next time because they didn't booted me off of Facebook. So whatever. Anyways, the ghetto I have when you pay money for shit and it don't work out because this ain't free to live stream. But it's okay. I'm gonna get back on track. But yeah, I think Micah just maybe needs to, become more centered. His friend is helping him out. But I do like the friend. I was a little cynical about him when he said, "Oh yeah, the professor." So I was like, "Okay, we're trying to do? Why you trying to put him on blast or whatever?" But it doesn't seem like he means any harm. And
Yeah.
I do like that they're having these conversations and he's helping him meditate and stuff like that. I think that's great. So I'm liking his character that he has a friend and the whole plot isn't necessarily wrapped around like Davis and
Mm-mm.
It's the meeting of the
Okay.
light skinned minds.
you
I
said
did see a
what?
little
Light skin meeting
twinkle.
of the light skin mind.
Meeting of the light skinned minds. Yeah, they there.
Oh boy. Ashley, you had something?
I mean, I really like that they gave him such a good influence in his life in college. You know, like
Yes.
he's not trying to get him to try drugs or anything like that to deal with his pain. He went to meditation. And I don't think I've ever seen a scene like that in any other television show that has been black led that would
Yeah.
have that type of like meditation at the forefront of healing, which is dope. You know, it's really dope that they're showing so many avenues of pain, but also different ways of dealing with this pain in such a positive way. So yeah, I thought that was really, you know, I thought the boy was gonna kiss him for a second. I ain't gonna lie. I thought he was gonna lean in a little bit.
Well, that would be an interesting twist because Nick Ash has come out in real life.
Who's Nick
Um,
Ash? Which one is that?
Micah.
He's
Oh,
gay.
okay.
Oh,
Yes.
so cute.
Okay.
Yes. So it doesn't seem like, I mean, they could go that angle with his
Yeah.
character. But I think, I mean, I don't have a problem with them going that way, but one thing I do like about the show is it shows that black men could have platonic, relationships that are healthy, and they talk about mental health because, and I'm not, these are not my words, but some black men and men in general look at like sharing their feelings as like a gay thing, right? And
Yeah.
so if you kind of make it seem like, oh, this
Well,
interaction
feminine
blossoms
thing.
in, yeah, or like a feminine thing. So I mean, I like if they go that way, that's fine. But I do think that there is value in showing like two, college age black men
Mhm.
relating with each other and talking about their mental health in a really healthy way without it being a romantic thing. I think there's value in the and if they were to become romantically involved too. But I think for now, my point is that I think there's value in the relationship that they have right now. So okay.
Yeah.
But there really isn't much else going on with Micah, so we're going to move on. Let's talk about Billy. Billy is starting to get more of a role. I like that I felt like she was gently pushing Prosper. Season, you got something going on. I'm going to go to you in a second. I like that she was gently pushing Prosper to get a nurse and to take his medication and things like that. Like she came in real hot at the beginning, but I think that she is they're allowing her to show her range and that she's not just some like bossy bitch that's just swooping into town and doesn't care about her father. Season, your thoughts.
I love her from the jump. I said, okay,
You did.
She finna get it done. I love the way she's handling her father's health care. She's not letting no outside shit interfere with it. What's going on with Nova? Vi minding her motherfucking business over there dealing with little Miss Lady who ain't ready to get a divorce yet. But so I'm Vi over
Stockholm
there
syndrome.
doing. So I love her, and she, it appeared that she was cowering to Nova, but now like she's like, look, I'm ready to confront this and speak my truth. And you motherfuckers left me hanging it out to dry, but I'm here and this is what happened. And y'all was wrong or whatever. Like I had my part in it by outing you, but I just like her character. I've liked her from the minute she stepped in that door. I said, yes, she finna wrap it up. And then she, and as far as her dad's like healthcare, she's making sure he eats. She's on top of his medicine, but she's not being too pushy. So her getting the nurse, and she probably handpicked the nurse. She know what she doing. I just like her. I do. I like
I
Billy.
like her too. She's handling business. But I think that it was so important the conversation that she had with Nova. And Nova came, actually really humble and really apologetic. I thought she gave a season.
All right.
Okay.
Done.
Apparently, I'm alone here. So Ashley, okay, your thoughts about Nova's part of that interaction. This is why I have more people than me because apparently I think about shit totally different than everybody else. But go ahead, Ashley. What you got to say about Nova and Billy's conversation?
I'ma just keep saying it. I'm probably gonna end up saying it every episode. Nova gives me white woman vibes, man. White woman.
Why? What do you
Because
mean?
if you go through Nova's track record, every single time she fucks something up and she get called out on it, she cry.
Okay.
What
So
you
you think the crying,
for?
it's like it's giving you white tears.
White tears with a little bit of chocolate in it. White tears, though. What are you doing? I mean, I understand that this girl may have hurt you, but you came at her full force and
Yeah,
believed your own vibe. And I mean, when she came back in town, you went at her. It's not like you just did this 20 years ago and believed some rumor. You still on this day treated her like shit. So it's like
that's true.
you don't have the right to sit here and cry to me about what you did to me. Fucking white woman. Oh Jesus. Okay. I'm sorry.
Y'all in the comments. Okay, that's a good point. I think MD Terp is with you. He says Nova's a black Karen.
Yes.
I think that Nova does a very effective job, to your point, Ashley, and MD Terp, of disarming people with her tears, because people become in a high rate to bite her head off, and then she does that. You don't know. Shout out to Regina, because she can act her ass off. All right, like she know how to push that tear out. Woo!
She ain't
Her and
Viola
Viola
with
can
the
push them
tears.
tears out. Yes. Now she don't do the snot stuff, but she does do the tears. So I give her the credit for that, because she be acting her ass off, but she definitely disarms the people that are mad at her, and then it becomes about, well, oh, Nova feels really bad, so maybe I should back off a little bit.
Yeah.
So that's an excellent point. But one thing I will say that I think should be at least acknowledged is that Nova is, I don't think that we can be, well, okay, I think it's fair to be harsh about Nova, but one thing we should acknowledge in discussions like this is that as a society, we have evolved in our understanding about, power dynamics. And, like I said, people have always said black girls are fast, as opposed to black women are being sexualized or being preyed upon. I mean, look at what happened with R. Kelly. Look at how many black girls that they, treated like, they were just fast, or they just wanted to be with a celebrity and it was okay. So I think that, Nova did right by at least acknowledging, like, back then, my understanding of things isn't where it was now. To Ashley, your point was, well, you're still treating her like a bitch now, but, or was that season? Which one? One of y'all said that. That was Ashley. Okay. So so that's a completely valid point. All right. MD Terp says, I'm still mad at Nova for that damn book and all the chaos is gonna cause a couple of seasons ago and this season, but we're not there yet. Let's talk about this Prosper and this nurse, though. Here is something super interesting. I'm gonna put this on the screen. Marcus recognized the nurse. Sounds of Blackness.
What?
Yes. Be optimistic.
That's right.
Do we know the words?
It is her. Okay.
I know the words if the song is on, Chad, but all I know is be optimistic.
I mean, I can hum the fuck out of it.
Exactly.
Is that a gospel song? You can't hum the.
Somebody give us 2 lines from the song. If you got the lyrics, Google it just real quick and help us out, because that's the second or third Black national anthem. You got to let every voice sing.
You keep your head to the sky.
You can't win. Okay, there we go. Your head to the sky. Okay, no. Okay. I'm not gonna quit my day job. I would
like when we sing.
I would love to sing. I wish I had the voice for it, but I don't.
I sing everything. Y'all be so annoyed with me.
I know.
I sing everything, but I do not have the voice. But anyways, so shout out to Ann Nesby. Yes, I hope she gets a recurring role, because Prosper was feeling the nerves.
Alive and well.
They was playing spades, singing. Black motherfuckers love to sing, Chev. You got a voice, you gonna definitely break out of it. And Prosper was just clapping.
She took that mask off, he got that little tingle feeling he ain't had in a while. You can see it in his face.
How are y'all feeling this potential? Is it going to be a romance? I don't know if it's going to be a romance or a fake out.
I hope so. I hope it's a little something. I hope so.
Me too.
They completely dropped the whole romance that he had. Remember, with the whole person who was helping get Charlie elected? It was an older lady, and she was helping, and they had a little thing going on. What happened to her? But okay. And no, we're not going to... She didn't die of COVID. She's so kidding. But okay. Natalie says, I hope romance. Sheila says, oh, he wants the nurse now. Marcus says he likes. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I love this, but I don't know though. Like, Because remember what the nurse said. I mean, what Billy said, that he was struggling kind of cleaning his own parts. So, is there a romance if somebody's cleaning up your balls? Like, I guess if you fall into a romance with her, then you can get that shit done for free later on. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a spouse's responsibility as opposed to paying her. Season, you're shaking your head. What do you think?
People fall in love with their nurses all the time and vice versa. And he, from my understanding, is on a road to recovery. So that may just be something he's struggling with now and will get better with. He got his once his blood started really pumping and he got a pep in his step. I'm sure
he started pumping when he saw her.
I'm sure he'll be fine. I don't. He was like, don't.
He has the art. Instead of he has an ice bag where his heart used to be. He has a heart where his ice box used to be.
Yeah. So I think I could totally see this turning romantic.
Well, I hope it does.
Though.
What about her?
What you mean?
I mean, I just feel like I really feel like Vi would be all in their business and causing issues because she don't know how to mind her business. And she's
now I know you don't like Vi, but she was not in his business when he had the election, the campaign worker. I'm not gonna let y'all just do Vi like that on everything. Come on now, come on. But okay, yeah, but I love their energy. I loved giving Prosper some joy. So let's hope for a little bit of romance, a little hanky panky.
Ooh, glad it wasn't you.
I know. Thank Jesus.
It might be a wedding instead of a fume. Look at God. Be optimistic.
Okay. Yes. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Okay. I'm going to briefly talk about Vi since you brought it up, since you want to drag on Vi. Right. So I don't remember the characters' names. Paula J. Parker and the boy who plays her son. Honestly, this is going to sound bad, but not really the most gripping plot line for me. Like, just not, it's not doing it for me. Like in the comments, y'all let me know. Like, I think that it's great that she's helping out. I like to see the paternal side of Hollywood come out. We talked about how he's the patriarch of the Bordelon family and of the community, but this is more him being more paternal specifically. And I like that. But just the whole thing, like the conversation about divorce and stuff like that. It felt like, first of all, she should obviously get a divorce, but I also felt like, are you kind of overstepping a little bit by like really pushing this on her? I don't know. Ashley, give me your thoughts first. If it's season, you go.
I think if Vi didn't mention to her, well, let me say it like this. If you're going to give your opinion about something, I feel like you need to come with a solution. Like if you're going to tell me I need to do something, you need to provide a solution for that and not just give me your unsolicited opinion. So I really like the fact that Vi came and said, look, I have a vetted attorney that has been doing this with other women in your situation. She can absolutely help you. Like, I like that she did that. And honestly, there is that level of just fear that will keep her in this comfort zone of, I come help at Vi at the diner and all of that. So yeah, I think she should have said something. But this storyline is so lackluster. Like, I really hope y'all stretching it out to give us some big reveal. Like, her baby daddy's actually, what's Vi's ex-husband? Like, it's some
Jimmy Dale.
Yeah, like give me some big reveal or something. Because other than that, y'all could have missed this part. It was a waste a couple of minutes to me.
Now, Susan, I hope you don't mind me saying, but you are a divorcee and now happily married again. This one is forever make it last forever and ever. Okay, anyway. But I mean, can you just speak to in those kind of situations where your marriage is coming to an end or you're kind of on the fence, is it helpful or more harmful for people to kind of push you one way or another? Like, isn't it something that's a deeply personal decision that you're going to make regardless of what people say? Or just people giving you encouragement that there's life after divorce or whatever the situation be? Is that helpful? Chime in on that.
Well, from my experience, I didn't cry wolf. When I came out that I was ready to go and I was getting a divorce, I fucking meant it. So I didn't have people pushing me in any direction. So I'm grateful for that. What did annoy me was everybody all of a sudden was like, oh, I always hated him and I always knew he wasn't shit. That is like, girl, bye. You was at my wedding, happy than a motherfucker. So don't even trip, So getting people's opinions and advice can definitely add to it. But it's not something like the homegirl done came this far. You've been hiding in the motel. You got your kid involved in a whole new community. You're trying to get on your feet. It's time, baby, because he can show up at any point and you have no legal backing and you're gonna have to start from scratch.
That's
So
true. That's true.
I really wasn't mad at Anvi about that scene, and I was happy that she at least offered a attorney who does work with battered women or homeless women. So that to me, that was actually one of the more helpful things that she has done. And I kind of felt like homegirl was a little reluctant, like maybe she wasn't sure that's what she wanted to do. And at first I was irritated with that, but then I kind of understood like that is a very, very big step and it's not as easy as people think. And if she is fearful for her safety, because it can really start a chain of events that she is,
Yeah.
it's not like you see on the news all the time. A woman is with her kids is trying to leave a man. She got a restraining order, everything, and he still show up and kill everybody. So,
That's true. And maybe perhaps, there's a difference in terms of people maybe being willing to help you when you're kind of on the run as opposed to like when you've like cut the cord. Then sometimes people who kind of like to help a woman who's in distress, there's some of the allure of the help, the Captain Save part kind of goes away a little bit, and then it just becomes like, okay, well, problem solved, you divorced and now figure the shit
that's
out,
it.
you know what I'm saying? And so maybe there's that part that could be playing into it, the fear of being like left to fend for herself. And so maybe, I mean, it's fictional show, right? But I'm just saying, if it weren't fictional, encouraging her and like, I'm gonna still be here to support you. Maybe Vi said that and I just missed that, but encouraging that there's still going to be more support on the other side of that decision. Okay, moving on. Let's talk about it's hard to talk about Darla without talking about Ralph Angel and Darla, but I feel like I don't want to shortchange Darla in her character development. I just love, she's always had a sadness about her, a little melancholy spirit about her. And this time, I mean, she has that little kind of that little thing in the back of her head about something going wrong. But I think that her spirit and her disposition overall is very much like maternal and like trying to be peaceful and very loving and supportive. Ashley, starting with you, just give me your thoughts about Darla throughout the episode. You can talk about anything that Darla did, but just give me, and in the comments as well, what do you guys think about Darla and her progression this season?
I think she's just so sweet. The way she handles Ralph Angel with such like delicate hands, but still kind of like, okay, I understand that, but we also need to do this. Like she gave him such a great compliment, brought him all the way up, and then gave and said about the account she found and all that. So it was like, okay, you could definitely be you're already a great mom, but you're gonna kill it again with this new baby just because you have that, I don't know, that compassion when she speaks. So
I think that's so great how much she like pours into Ralph Angel. And I think she spent a lot of time in past seasons really rebuilding herself. And I think that that's made her so much more strong and self-assured and just really centered. And now she's that anchor for Ralph Angel. But yeah, Sheila says, I agree with the sadness about her, the way she brought Jim back down. I don't know what were you talking about with Jim? Clarify that, Sheila. Now season though, do you think that Darla should have just kind of made an executive decision about using the money without consulting Ralph Angel? Because of course he's going to say no, right? Or do you think that when you're in a marriage, you should kind of talk those kind of things out? You don't want to step on your partner's toes. What's your read on Darla kind of very gently trying to push? And I thought it was a brilliant solution. The money's there already, and like you asking for some new money. What is your take on kind of her pushing, but then kind of backing off of that?
I think that she shouldn't wait for his green light to get the money. It should, if it belongs to her, she should get her hands on it so that because she has to ask her parents for it. So better she do it now than when they need it in 48 hours. You know what I'm saying? So I've kind of had the feeling like Darla's gonna come to the rescue, whether she's gonna go. I had a feeling she was gonna get
You
the
have
money.
said that. Yeah,
So
you have said that.
she definitely did the right thing by, bringing it up and letting him know, like, hey, this is an option. But she should go ahead on and do what she got to do to get her hands on it and have it in the wing, because Ralph Angel is very prideful and things are already not going in the direction that he wants it to go. He's finding out, well, with the case and now his crop, like, what you finna do? So
Right. There's no obvious way out of their financial situation. So I think, to your point, you kind of got to get that money, girl. Okay. Shashila says she likes the way that Darla brought him back down when the Popo was out there and he was really getting ready to cut up. Because, Ralph Angel, and I think, one thing I do like about his character and his interaction with the police is that a lot of people say, oh, you should be like, yes, massa, when it comes to the police. But when the police is fucking with you, it's infuriating. It's very hard to keep your cool and be all docile Negro when the police are just fucking terrorizing you and bothering you for absolutely no fucking reason. Like, that's very, very, that's a hard pill to swallow. And so I think it's very realistic how they show Ralph Angel and even Prosper when he had that interaction, of not being, just a little like meek when it comes to the police, because you want to stand up for yourself. There have been times where I definitely have completely lost my shit when it came to the police. And I'm glad I didn't end up dead, you know what I'm saying? But in that moment, I was just like, what the fuck, And I lost my shit. So I could understand.
Flashbacks.
I lost my shit so bad. It's like, let's just let this bitch go.
Same here. Same thing happened
to me.
And my brother was with me. He was like, bitch, you crazy.
I know. I was really on 25. So they said, bitch, just go. Just get the fuck out of here. It ain't even that serious. You see, the police be fucking with you for entertainment, and I gave their ass a show. So they said, okay, we've had our show today. I had my popcorn. Okay, I can go home now. So that was that. But anyway, back to the show. But the bottom line is, I did like how she intervened. She definitely has a good discernment in terms of, okay, he's about to go from sugar to shit right now. So I did appreciate that. Shakira says, I like Darla this season. She's becoming more confident. I love how supportive she is towards Ralph Angel. But I do think she needs to ask for forgiveness rather than permission. Okay? And that means you go ahead and get that money.
Because she's bringing money in the house. She's not taking money out. It'd be different if it was, I got to spend these thousands of dollars and I got to take it out the account with you knowing. But I'm bringing in income and you want to say no?
Yeah. And like, she going to start on OnlyFans. Like, she's sitting up there like, okay, this is money been sitting up in this account. So get it together. Ralph Angel. But I think it's a brilliant plan. And her parents obviously got money. So hell yeah, break off that shit now. Yeah. If CJ and I are going to save up a lot of money for our daughter. If she goes and gets on crack and has a baby and her life goes to shit way down the line, but she gets her shit back together and maybe going back to college is not a part of the equation, I will still be like, you know what? I'm very fucking grateful that you got it together this far. Now you're married. You have a brilliant son at the Sidwell and Friends, and you have a baby on the way. I would gladly give you all of that money so that you can be situated. Okay, I'll gladly give it away. So I don't think her parents will have a problem with that. Okay. But anyways, moving on. So let's talk about, should we talk about Nova first or should we talk about Ralph Angel?
I'll save her for later.
Okay. So let's talk about the shit show that Nova has caused. Now, okay, I don't feel completely fair, and you guys in the comments can chime in blaming Nova for the fact that these pigs are terrorizing her and fucking stalking her and finding every excuse to fuck with her and her family. I'm not gonna blame her for the demonic force of white supremacist pigs. But with that being said, Nova's always fucking shit up for other people. Like, if you gonna fuck with Nova, fuck with Nova. Why you gotta bring in the land? Why you gotta bring in Ralph Angel and all these other people? They Ralph Angel over there minding his business, trying to raise his family, get his crop together, and y'all fucking with him over some stuff that Nova ass done said. That to me is unfair. Ashley, thoughts?
Oh, Nova get on my nerves. Just stop, girl. You ruin everything. What are you doing? I mean, I can understand that her book may have been therapeutic for her, and that's all good and well. But you included everybody's stories that they told you not to include, or that you just didn't have a right to, or they're not alive to defend themselves. So now this whole, oh, well, we found out later that it wasn't true. Oh, that doesn't matter, girl, because it was already published in a book, and now you've given them a reason to dig up your daddy land. I mean, I just feel like Nova just needs to sit her tail down somewhere and just stop talking. Just stop, because you're making things worse. It is the police. Yes, they are taking it above and beyond and really going out and trying to fuck with her and her family a lot. But Nova make it so fucking easy for them.
She does give him a lot of fuel. And it does go back to the whole thing about the fact that she never got her siblings or even advised consent to tell their stories in that book. So there's still ramifications from that book. I think she has the right to tell her story, but the fact that she never got permission from anybody else. And I'm wondering how much other shit, because she put Charlie on all kind of blast. Remember when Charlie was getting that award and somebody stood up and talked about the shit that was in the book from Nova? So I'm wondering how that's going to impact. People talking about Davis. That book is probably going to do more damage to Charlie than Davis. I know, Caesar, you smirking, but I'm saying, okay, I'm going to defend Davis. I'm going to stick beside him. Ain't that the new saying? I'm going to stick beside him. Anyways, but Natalie agrees with Ashley. She says it's her fault. Season, should Nova get the blame or should the pigs get the blame?
I mean, I'm with you. I'm always going to blame these pig cops for their shenanigans. But if she put it in the book and they somehow found reason to go ahead on and pursue an investigation, yeah, that shit's Nova's fault. Like, girl, why you have to do that? And then, yeah. So I'm with everybody else. Yeah, Nova being a Karen. She calling the police about a lemonade stand and they do a crack raid. You know, she just do too much.
You do not have to give these pigs any excuse to fuck with black people. Okay? And I'm not saying all cops are pigs. I'm just saying that these
they are, though.
Pigs. These pigs are pigs. Okay? Okay. Now, I'm never running for public office, so I don't care. Y'all can pull up this footage and I'm like, you're calling cops pigs. I called pigs. I didn't call cops. I called pigs. Anyway, but this Sheila comment is cracking me up, though. Because I did have this. This is not about Nova, but I'm going to put it on the screen. And y'all going to say I told you so. But I had this exact thought. So I'm going to put it up here. Why didn't Davis answer that goddamn phone? Why didn't Davis answer the phone? I didn't appreciate that. Okay, Davis, what you doing? I'm trying to vouch for your motherfucking ass. And you ain't answering your phone. What you doing? I'm skeptical.
Talking to his daughter.
I think my thought is Davis didn't answer so that Charlie could leave that beautiful voicemail. Okay, that's the romance.
What are we talking about?
Okay, back to Nova. Back to Nova. MD Terp says Nova's ass messing things up as usual. This is true. Nova got she got handprints and everything. She was fucking up Billy's self-esteem. Billy had to run off and never come back. She's fucking up everybody's shit. She fucked it up with exposing Blue's paternity. Then nobody asked her motherfucking ass put that in the book. Remember, she stole Remy from Charlie. Nova just be in some shit. As MD Terp says, always doing the most. That's true. But here's another point, though. Counterpoint. I'm wondering, where's the Landrys? So it did come out that Ralph Angel got his soil tested, which, how many bad crops do you have to go through before you get your soil tested? But he got his soil tested, and the results came back. There was an obscene amount of pesticide. So his crops are being sabotaged, and he seems to believe that it's the Landry's. Now, remember Amira Van's character, Bob. Caesar, remember the Bob, the little blunt Bob cut? They did show her the previews at some point. So some point she's gonna pop up. So I wonder if she's gonna pop up around this farm thing, because remember, they wanted to build that road. They wanted to go through the Bordelon farm. And so maybe if they can sabotage it and just make him so down and out for money, then he would be forced to sell. So I think, Marcus, that the Landrys are behind these crops. Ashley, what do you think?
Oh, I think it's 1,000% the Landrys. I don't think just because we haven't seen them, the devil hides in the shadows. Mm-hmm. So I definitely think that they're going to pop. Girl, did I do it? Did I do it?
What was that? Was that supposed to be religious or what?
I know, I just said it real cool. That's all. But no, I definitely agree with you. I think it's the Landrys for sure. And I cannot wait for Amira Van.
Yeah, Parker is her name on the show, but Amira Van,
I know, baby girl from How to Get Away with Murder, and she is a phenomenal actress.
So good.
So I can't wait for her to come back.
Battle of the Bobs, because Charlie still got her Bob this season, so maybe Amira will come back with her Bobby. You know what I'm saying? Okay, season. Shakira asks. Well, she says, first of all, I do blame Nova for those police digging Ralph Angel's property. Who do you think those bones belong to? So they did end up finding bones after trunching all through the property. Who are the bones belong to? I think we can, if I can recall, we can rule out the farmers, right? Because they died. We know that they died, right? That Charlie said keep working, and they kept working, and they ended up dying. So it's not them, because they didn't conceal those deaths. So who is it? Is it the man that Ernest killed, or what? What do you think, Season?
Oh, girl, I don't have no idea. You know, I missed like 2 seasons, so I don't even know. I don't know who it is.
Okay, no theories. Okay, anybody in the comments? Marcus says, remember, Ra and Nova's mom is buried on the land. That is true, but see, what they ended up doing was they found her and then they put her in a real burial. So that she wouldn't be just randomly in the land. She's in the actual grave now. They did a whole ceremony for that. So remember that. Sheila says again, who they're gonna arrest. I mean, I don't think they can really arrest anybody because they don't, Ernest is dead. That's the person that Nova snitched on. But I do think it's gonna create more tension because again, Dragon, they're not gonna appreciate especially not Ralph Angel. He's definitely not gonna appreciate his daddy's name being drugged through the mud. And this is probably something that could also, impact Charlie potentially. Your daddy murdered people and buried them on the land and shit. It could just be a bad thing. Or it could be, go ahead.
I do have 2 things to say about, the whole soil and the Landry's thing. I do think it was really smart of Ralph Angel to get the soil tested because it reminded me of this documentary I watched about how the corn industry is dominated by genetically altered corn. And the companies would approach farmers growing their own organic corn and ask them, can you start growing our genetically altered corn? And if the farmers said no, then they would sneak and blow the seed of the genetically altered corn onto the land of the farmers who refused to grow their corn. And they would come back a few crops later, test the corn, and be like, you guys are growing our corn, so you either have to give up your land or start selling for us. And that meant, and when he tested the soil, I'm like, that's great. He's doing that because if they do put something in his soil or something is going on with his soil, he has the baseline and he has his he can start building a case if it is in fact the Landry's. But it also reminded me of that conversation he had with his convict buddy at Hollywood's opening, where he was like, "Yeah, we finna rob the Landrys. Are you in?" And Ralph Angel was like, "Nah, I don't want no parts of, ripping off or getting involved with the Landrys." So I'm just really interested in. I think the Landrys definitely has something to do with it, and I wonder if the whole criminal plot that his convict friend tried to get him in on is going to come back and bite
Ooh.
him.
So you
That's
think that maybe his convict friend is a double agent for the Landrys to set up
I
Ralph Angel?
I think if his convict friend does make a move on the Landrys, they are gonna. If I think that if Ralph Angel does pursue something against the Landrys, but his friend robs the Landry or does whatever, they're gonna try and tie Ralph Angel into that
and say he had something to do with it.
and get him to either back off, or I think that might be the whole,
Like a blackmail kind of thing.
yeah, I think, and then the cops, they ready
They ready.
whatever.
Oh
So,
yeah, they ready. So I don't even know why he even doing shit with the heat on his ass right now.
I know.
Okay,
So
that's crazy.
I'm hoping for the best with, but hopefully I hope either Ralph Angel gonna get some money from this or he going to jail.
I know, and we can't have Ralph Angel go to jail. Come on, in, come on.
I know.
Can we let him get away with a crime? Come on, because we have all these,
Doing crime.
we have all these shows where black people get away with selling drugs and all this other kind of stuff. So let this be like the plot where Ralph Angel robs him and he goes on to live happily ever after. Okay, can we do that? All right, thank you. But Sheila says, yep, Ralph Angel needs to make better decisions. I know he wants to provide for his family, but that wrong shit is no. I don't know if it's morally wrong, but it is legally wrong. So don't do it, Ralph Angel. Don't do it. But it seemed like that bridge is being crossed at the next thing. Last thing to talk about before we wrap it up is Nova. So we talked about her book fucking shit up. I did like this part though. I did like the conversation with her neighbor. I can't recall his name.
Cutie pie, because he is cute.
He is cute. Is he handsome? But I liked how he offered to come outside when she's a couple of blocks down, because it's obvious that she's feels very vulnerable. She's obviously being surveilled or intimidated. And so I think that was very great of him to offer, protect Black women. Hello. So I thought that was nice. I thought it was very stupid of her to be stubborn when the cop says, get the fuck out of Dodge, they on your head. Girl, if a cop is telling you he getting the hell on, you need to get the hell on, girl. Just go lay low somewhere else, at the farm, whatever. So Nova just don't do shit the right way. But I did appreciate homeboy from however many houses down coming to her aid. And she seemed to perk up. Did y'all notice this? Y'all can comment on it. Did y'all notice that when he said that he had mama issues, now he's resolved them, but he had past tense mama issues. She perked up. She like a little head case, don't she? Ashley, thoughts? Was that like okay, I like this now, or am I just imagining that?
I really hope that he is just being a really good guy and they're not letting him lead him into being like a double agent spy, trying to get info from her, or him trying to just fuck. You get what I'm saying? It's such a pure relationship they have right now where he really is seeming like a really good, genuinely, I'm protecting the Black woman guy. I hope they keep that going and don't change him from that. Because, it really fits. But Nova gone Nova. She gonna fuck it up anyway. So,
well, Nova is a love him and leave him type chick. She don't get left. She love him and she leave him.
Dude.
Huh?
She still hung up on the white dude.
Girl, she didn't even spoke that man's name.
She ain't even said boo about him.
No.
Ain't even said boo about him. Okay, we got some more comments. Marcus says Nova has a savior complex. I think she does. Okay, you saw that too. I know I wasn't imagining stuff. MD Terp says she liked it because Nova likes to fix things. Another good point. Yes, absolutely. Sheila says, I like the neighbor. I think something may develop between them. I think that there could be something, but for his sake, just be friends, to your point, Ashley, because Nova just screws over everybody, man and woman, and women. she find a way to mess over everybody. So she need to work on herself and whatever before she gives somebody else. Okay, last thoughts. Season, you go first.
About the whole, I wish I could see the previews because I'm watching it live stream, but it was a good episode. I think that they're pushing all the storylines forward. I'm with Ashley. I'm getting bored with the battered woman. I don't be caring about nothing overdue. But I love me some Darla. Okay, we gonna see what happens with Miss Charlie, honey, and we finna see what happened with Micah too. We finna see what happened with little Mr. Micah.
I think Micah is gonna be maybe more focused on himself as
Okay.
opposed to relationships, but we'll see. We'll see. The previews really just showed kind of a little bit more of what the fallout from them discovering some bones, a conversation around that, did Ernest really kill somebody? So I don't know if it might be a dog's bones, who knows, but they said it looked human. And then Ralph Angel meeting up with Billy, crying and shit season. I don't know, you're gonna say something about his crying next week. But he crying, asking God to protect him, even though he about to break the law. Yeah. That's like how black people be like, please let this food be nourishment for our bodies. And it's candy yams, fried chicken, ham hocks, and chitlins, and pork chops. And
like, this is not gonna be like that, Reese. You ain't gotta come at me like that.
I'm just saying it's not gonna be nourishment, like healthy wise. It'll be nourishment for soul. It's like called soul food. But black people, we be having contradictory prayers. That's all I'm saying. Like, Lord, please stop me from beating this bitch ass. Like, that's the way black people pray. Okay. But anyways. Marcus says Ava said drama's coming. Yes, but you know what? The one thing I do like, and then actually I'll give you the final word on it, is that I like that it's not always about drama for the sake of drama. We do get to have happy endings. We do get to move past something. So I hope that it doesn't get like too like Tyler Perry. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't blow it up. Don't blow everybody's shit up. Like, let's move it forward where there's still progression, there's still growth, there's still redemption with a little bit of drama. Like, okay, let it be a fake out and let it be okay. Ashley, final comments.
I think that's one key thing that Queen Sugar does. I was about to say Greenleaf. That Queen Sugar does very well is they give you that joy. They give you those joyous moments to balance out like the drama and the Nova stuff. Like, they give you those good moments of like wholesomeness every episode. This episode was with Hollywood and the little boy, him being able to give him that moment of just being a little kid again versus having to probably worry about his mama, scared and fearful. So that's one thing I do appreciate about Queen Sugar is that you're going to give me my black drama that I need to satisfy me, but you also going to make me happy in this moment as well. So yeah, I'm excited to see what happens next for sure.
Yes, and it's only like next week will be episode 5. So even if Ralph Angel fucks it up completely, there's enough time for him to get it back on track. But then I don't know if they're gonna be like, oh, is that the police coming to get Ralph Angel for the rest of the season? Because I don't want to see that. Okay, so we'll see what happens. But yes, Ashley, I'm with you. I'm here for the black joy, for the black love, for black empowerment. Give us that, please. Don't give us too much have and have nots. For better or worse, the oval. Don't give us that. Give us what y'all been giving us, please. Thank you. All right, y'all. Thank you for joining us for episode 4. It's been fun, ladies. We're gonna be back next week. We was good on time today. I think we got on about like 9:10. So we're gonna shoot for as close to 9 as possible. Join us again next week. And
some outro music.
I know, huh? Wait. You can win as long as you keep your head to the sky. Be optimistic. Bye, y'all. Good night.